Hi, this is an interview with Susan Morgan Morrow. My sign name is an S next to my chin. And Jamie Pope. It's a J down the side of my face for my sign name. And Jamie says, this interview is going to be about DV tips and how we set that up and how we're soon going to host workshops. Susan says, perfect. So I wanted you to explain what is Deafblind Tips and how was that started? Well, about 5 years ago, I realized that there was a need for training. There wasn't any training for deafblind interpreters. There was really no way to get deafblind information, and I saw that it was really lacking in the field. And because of that, there wasn't good qualified, skilled interpreters for working with deafblind people. And so we created Deafblind Tips to offer training and professional development through the internet. And with this, we could invite deafblind leaders to help teach the interpreter professionals and involve their families. So that's how we set that up. And then I got Jamie involved, right? And Jamie says, yes, I have a long relationship with Susie. I think we've been together since 1996. And around that time we were working on assistive technology for the deaf and the deafblind. And now we have a new name for that organization. It's called the National Association for the Deafblind. And Susan works in the office in New York, and I work in my office, and sometimes we meet for workshops and in different areas, like local areas, or we have staff meetings and things like that, and we do presentations together. And we work really well together. And I left my job as working as the director for the Deafblind Association. And when, of course I asked Susan to be my SSP because we work well together. And we had a week of conferences. It was a lot of fun. So many good memories. We had so many laughs and jokes. And we're going to keep that going with Deafblind Tips. And Susan says, yes, yes. It's really important for us to have a good partnership and a really good balance, because Jamie, she brings the deaf-blind culture into it and that perspective. Yeah, Jamie says, yeah, of course. we both have different skills. Like Susie is really skilled with interpreting, and I'm really good with technology and working with the internet and emails and coordinating different services. It's a beautiful partnership. Yeah, it's Susan says great teamwork, yes. So Susan says, you're gonna host the first international deafblind workshop on the internet. And Jamie says, yes, we're going to have the first international deafblind expo. And we're trying to advertise for deafblind tips. And Susan was shocked about how many people were interested in the idea of that conference. Because we've never seen that kind of conference online. And people were thinking that they wanted more of that. And going to a conference is so expensive. You have to go to the place and do the training. So we thought an online conference we thought maybe that could be possible. We thought, yes, that's definitely possible. We can do it. So then we started thinking about how to develop that. And we were shocked by so many people who were interested and wanted to know more about the conference. It was amazing. It was amazing to see that kind of response. And Susan says, yes. It was really interesting how that one small idea just kind of escalated from there. And so many interpreters in the community were asking, where do we get training? And there's just nothing really in the area, so we thought online would be perfect for that. So the next question is, what are your hopes for the conference, and what do you hope to accomplish? Well, I think it's important to focus on two things: to educate the deafblind leaders themselves, and they get to share their experience. They have so much knowledge and so many skills that they could show everyone and guide people. And also to influence the interpreting community, and they could see what deafblind communication looks like and the different technology, and they could learn more and feel more comfortable to get ready to work with deafblind people or get more involved and feel confident with interpreting for a deafblind person. A lot of interpreters feel like nervous about interpreting for deafblind people because they don't have the training. And deafblind people have different kinds of communication. There's sign language, there's tactile sign language, there's speaking, braille readers, and it really just runs a whole gamut. So we want everyone to be comfortable with that. And now we're living in the technology age, so we really need to take advantage of that, and we gotta learn more about how to use that to impact people. So DB, or Deafblind Tips, is trying to offer those kinds of trainings, and we have some, but we're going to offer more. We're going to offer monthly webinars on different topics related to deafblindness. We have some available in our archives as well. So it's nice to increase our knowledge about deafblind tips. What is the potential for people to know about this organization? It's nice because you could stay at home and get in touch with deafblind leaders. You just need a computer with high internet. You don't have to. You don't need your own webcam, and you could also get CEUs. We've already been approved by RID for CEUs. So, Jamie, do you want to add about the different lessons? Oh, and also, Jamie wanted to add, sometimes outside it's ugly weather out there. It's cold, it's raining or snowing. But with this, you could stay at home. You could have a nice hot cup of hot chocolate. That would be really nice, right? And our webinars and our different topics for them are available for anyone working with the deafblind community. Our first one is, for example, a state of deafblindness, and then the next one is deafblind diseases. The next one is sacraments. The fourth one is protactile. And then the fifth one is research about Usher syndrome and Charge syndrome. And the sixth one is about roles of the interpreter and the SSP. And the reason why we pick those topics is because it really matches different audiences. It could be for interpreters, teachers, SSPs. It doesn't matter who you are, from children to adults, everyone can benefit from it. Right, Susan? And Susan says yes. Also, we're going to have breaks during the presentation. And I also want to let you know that during that break we have a live person from the deafblind community telling funny stories, or it's also during that time we're open to questions. So if you have a question, you could type it in an email, and then the person who's hosting during the break, that person will be able to respond to your question. So it's really good for people to be interacting and involved during the webinar. It's not you just sitting at home and watching the screen, it's actually an interaction. So this is a really important question. How do you register for the conference? And Jamie says, well, you could register by going to our website, deafblindtips.com. And on the website, you'll be able to find the agenda and the different presenters and all other information. And you could also register. And if you have any questions, you could also email deafblindtips@gmail.com. And it's also important to know that we're approved for CEUs, about 4.5 CEUs for the 2-day conference. And it was approved under Northeastern University, the Interpreter Education Center. So thank you to them for their support. And if you don't want the CEUs, but you want to get certified, this is a great way to help you get certified. And Susan says, do you have any last comments, closing remarks? So this webinar is really an opportunity for you to get more knowledge and for our deafblind leaders to be able to share their knowledge. And Jamie says also you get to know a name to a face to the name, so that's also great too for participating. So I can't wait for you to join. Susan says thank you so much.